Sure.
There's been calls from Senator Harris and others to have Mr. Murray either resign or be replaced. What's your response?
Well, I think that's inappropriate. I support Mr. Murray. I think he's done nothing wrong. In fact, here again we have a report that I think is incomplete, Marge. The report, I haven't read it word for word, but my understanding is that the report indicates that I may have replaced Mr. Shoemaker because he was not union friendly enough, or things to that effect. Well, I can tell you that Senator Harris personally came down to my office on more than one occasion to complain about a matter that was involving a Knox County school. And we approached Mr. Shoemaker about the matter, and it took a good deal of effort and much too much time to get Senator Harris's concern addressed. That was just one of the many problems that we had with Mr. Shoemaker, and that incident, as well as other concerns we had, were relayed to the Inspector General. Unfortunately, that particular part of it did not find its way in the Inspector General's report. And so I just wish the report had been more complete and had detailed more fully the concerns that we had and the reason that I replaced Mr. Shoemaker. But the fact is that Mr. Shoemaker served well for some time in some ways, but there were problems that I think wholly justified me seeing that change was made.
The report, one of its conclusions was that there was at least an appearance of impropriety with Mr. Murray being a member of the union and signing PLAs or being involved in negotiations. Did you see any kind of conflict there?
Mr. Murray in no way personally benefited from any decision that he's made that I'm aware of, and I'm not aware of the Inspector General finding that to be the case.
Is there any, in your opinion, appearance of impropriety if the union he belongs to benefits from agreements he's a part of?
No, as long as he's not personally benefiting. I don't think that's a problem.
Will this report have any impact on the project with the school for the blind and deaf?
Well, I don't expect it to. It should not have any impact upon that decision.
Do you think the PLA is still appropriate for the project?
Yes, I do.
Even despite this report suggesting that Mr. Murray shouldn't have been involved in even signing the agreement or negotiating the agreement?
I don't think there was any indication of Mr. Murray in any way personally benefiting, and the PLA I think is appropriate, and I have no problems with it.
Did you name him school facilities chief to kind of counterbalance years of unions not getting a say in any of this? Or
what I wanted to do was bring freedom of choice to the local decision makers, and in the Inspector General's report, he acknowledged that for a long time there had not been a position of neutrality, and now he seems to be accusing Mr. Murray or the School Facilities Commission of not embracing a position of neutrality. But quite frankly, for a long, long time, there was not a position of neutrality. I think what we want and what we have is the ability of local decision makers to make those decisions without being pressured to do one thing or the other. I think that's what's most appropriate in this matter.
Do you think he gave preferential treatment to labor groups, labor organizations?
I'm not sure what you mean by preferential treatment.
That's one thing the Inspector General's report said, that he gave preferential treatment to unions and contracts or whatever.
Well, I think if you look at the number of schools that have been built and the number of PLAs that have been entered into, there's no really reason to assume that there's been any pressure brought upon these local decision makers. If there has been, that would not be appropriate, but I'm not aware that that's happened.
The project that the state sort of controlled directly.
Yes.
The
School for the Blind and Deaf.
Did you make a commitment that there would be a PLA and that this would be built union essentially?
No, I did not make any commitment to that effect.
Because I thought there was some remarks you may have made to
I am pleased. I am pleased that that is being built under the PLA process. But I make commitments to myself, to my staff. I tend to be very cautious about what commitments that I make to external groups that are not a part of the governmental apparatus.
You mentioned the report. The suggestion was that somehow, Mr. Shoemaker was replaced to appease union interests or to, make it easier for union access to these projects. Did you feel like there was any kind of quid pro quo there? There was some comments in Shoemaker's interview with the Inspector General where suggestion that unions wouldn't donate to your campaign if he wasn't replaced.
Mike Shoemaker should be ashamed of himself for saying such a thing. He's been someone that I've known for 30 or more years. I am very close to many members of his family. I was close to Mike Shoemaker. But for him to imply such a thing is just simply wrong, and it disappoints me greatly in a man that had been my friend for 30 or more years.
Were there ever any discussions you were aware of that union support
that I would
for your
do something for a contribution? Absolutely.
Or that union support for your campaign was contingent on whether Shoemaker was in the job or not?
Absolutely not. I chose Mike Shoemaker for the position initially because he was someone that I had known for a long time, and I knew he was deeply concerned about education, and but I just don't think that he demonstrated the ability to do the job. And I go back to what I had mentioned earlier to you, the complaints, multiple complaints I had received from Senator Harris himself about the Knox school system, but there were other complaints that I received over an extended period of time. And we had talked with Mr. Shoemaker to try to correct some of the concerns that we had, and after a period of time, it just seemed to me most appropriate that there would be a change there, because the kind of cooperation and response this was not forthcoming.
Just one last question.
Can I just quickly?
Sure.
Have you made a clemency decision yet on Roderick Davey? It's supposed to be executed next week.
No, I've got the materials. I'm going over them. No final decision has been made. I'm not aware at this point of any extraneous circumstances that are involved in that matter, but I have not made a final decision.
Thank you.
Thank you, Governor.
Thanks, Governor.